Hi everybody, welcome back to another STEAM Saturday. I am so excited to be here with you guys again this morning. My name is Miss Mackenzie, for those of you who don't know, and I'm coming to you from one of our offices here at the Longview Public Library, and I'm so excited to be with you guys today because I get to show you how to turn an egg into a bouncy ball, which is right over here next to me, on either side of me. And I know some of you guys love to play with bouncy balls, and you're probably asking yourselves, how am I going to turn an egg into a bouncy ball? And by the way, I don't recommend trying to throw it against the wall or throwing it on the floor because it will probably break, but you can bounce it on a plate. So we're going to go through what you need to do this, first of all, so you can make sure you have all of your supplies. You're going to need a raw egg. You're going to need some water. You're going to need a bowl. You're going to need to put your egg in a drinking glass or a glass container. And let me pull out the bad boy over here. You're going to need some white vinegar, one of the strongest vinegars there is. There are a lot of different vinegars out there. White vinegar is the strongest. That's what you're going to need, okay? So make sure you have all of that with you. But before we can actually get started turning this guy into a bouncy ball, you need to understand how that happens. And it all has to do with acids and bases. That's what we need to talk about first. Because believe it or not, you have acids and bases all around you, all around your house, in your kitchen, everywhere. Because your vinegar that I just showed you, I'm getting a workout here, this vinegar is a very strong acid. Acids taste bitter. They actually react with some metals. They'll give off gas. They'll give off hydrogen with some metals. And, let me think. Oh yes, they conduct electricity, which you guys believe you can turn a light bulb on with several lemons. We actually probably have some experiment books here at the library that would help you do that. It's a little crazy. And this experiment also involves understanding what a base is. And one of the most common bases that's in your house is soap, like dish soap or bar soap. And bases are good at dissolving fats and oils. They are very, very bitter, and they're very, very slippery. If you've ever gotten dish soap on your hands, you know how slick it is. That's what gets all the germs off your hands. But they are also very, very bitter. If you've ever gotten shampoo in your mouth or soap in your mouth, you know how gross it is. It's just really, really, really bitter. Soap is very, very basic. So to turn this guy into a bouncy ball, it involves an acid reacting with a base. And I'm going to show you guys how we do this. You need to be very, very careful with your raw egg. You're going to have to put it, I'm going to try to do it without cracking it or breaking it, into your glass container. That's step one. Step two is to pour your vinegar into the container so that it covers your egg. And so here we go. And you'll start to see something happening with your egg. If you watch, you can see little bubbles forming on your eggshell. That is the acid, the vinegar, the acetic acid beginning to work. It is really, really, really cool. And believe it or not, an eggshell is made of the same stuff as your teeth, calcium carbonate. And another really cool example of an acid that everybody has, that everybody knows, is Halloween candy. These Sour Patch Kids and the Trolley Sour Bites, these are loaded with acid, you guys. And so what's happening to this egg actually happens to your teeth when you eat sour candy. The acetic acid, the vinegar, is attacking the calcium carbonate of the egg shell. Now here's the trick. Once you do this, once you put your egg in vinegar, you have to wait for 24 hours to see what's going to happen. Now, to speed this along, I actually put another egg in vinegar yesterday. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pour some water into this bowl to wash this egg off a little bit, and I want you guys to see what's happened after this egg has been in this vinegar for more than 24 hours, because I put it in there yesterday morning. All right, this is going to be really messy. I'm going to try to do this easily. There we go. All right, I'm going to rinse this off and let you guys see, because this is really cool looking. I'm going to rinse this off and let you guys see what this actually looks like. Look here. This right here, can you guys see, is my egg with no shell on it. And watch. This is why I said you might want a plate too. Look, you can actually bounce the egg on the plate. So you actually do have an egg that's turned into a bouncy ball. Now, how did this happen? The acid in the vinegar, this vinegar right here, within a day, ate through the outer shell of the egg. It ate through the calcium carbonate shell of the egg, but it did not eat through the egg's outer membrane. The egg's outer membrane, the yucky stuff that's on the inside of an eggshell when you crack an egg open, the vinegar could not eat through that. The vinegar was not strong enough to eat through that. So what you actually have is a bouncy egg. Very, very cool, right? And like I said, this vinegar reacting with this egg is the very same thing that happens when you eat sour candy, because the acid in the sour candy actually attacks the enamel of your teeth. And if you want to do another really cool experiment with this, take a raw egg and brush it with toothpaste, wash it off real good, and then brush it with toothpaste like you would your teeth. And then put the egg in the vinegar and watch to see what happens. Does the vinegar take out the eggshell, or does the toothpaste actually protect the egg? It is really, really cool to find that out. And if you want to know even more about acids and bases, you can look up something called the pH scale. The pH scale actually measures how much of hydrogen ions or hydroxyl ions are in liquid. Vinegar is very, very, very acidic. It's a very strong acid, especially white vinegar. It tastes very, very sour. That's why pickles taste so sour. Your dish soap is a very, very strong base. It's bitter, it's slippery, it dissolves stuff the same way laundry detergent does. And then you have things like water, which are right in the middle, and blood. If you accidentally, get a paper cut yourself, your blood doesn't hurt you. But if, say, you get lemon juice in a paper cut, oh, that's going to hurt, because lemons are highly acidic. And here's another thing, you need to give mad props to your stomach, because the acid in our stomachs that help us digest our food, it's actually hydrochloric acid. It's one of the strongest acids there is. So, yeah. And the acid in your stomach, believe it or not, can actually eat through concrete. Do not try to find that out on your own. It's not fun, but it is actually true. So you have to give mad props to your stomach. And when you think about bases, think about anyone who has a if you think about the pH scale, anyone who has a swimming pool, if you have to check the chlorine in your swimming pool, you're actually testing the pH level of your water to make sure that the chlorine is at the right level for you to be able to get in the water without hurting your eyes and hurting your skin. It's really, really, really cool. I'm trying to think. And think about like orange juice and apples and how bad it tastes after you brush your teeth if you drink orange juice. Blah. Same kind of thing. An acid reacting with a base. So there you have it. A bouncy egg, all caused by chemical reactions between acids and bases. And just in case you guys are wondering, There are lots of cool experiment books here at the library where you can find out more about acids and bases. This one is the second volume of Candy Experiments by Laura Lee Levitt. We actually have 2 books like this. This is really, really cool. The Candy Experiments do all kinds of things with acids and bases and all other kinds of things. And then we also have this cool chemistry book by Stephen W. Moji. Same kind of thing. Loads of good experiments in here with acids and bases. And just a repeat from last time about chemical reactions, chemicals and change here. This is a science view book, but all of these and more are available in the juvenile nonfiction section in about the early 500s for the science experiment books and on down for chemistry books. But there you have it, guys, a bouncy egg. So I can't wait to come back to you again next month with our next STEAM Saturday. This has been so much fun, and I hope you guys have a great time trying this out at home. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. Bye.